Looking for a mid-size, rigid, inflatable hull? Well, this is the Highfield 380 GT. Let's take a look. Welcome back to the Rudder. Thanks to Northside Marine, I'm here on the beautiful Wavebreak Island on the Gold Coast, and we're going to take a look at the Highfield 380 GT. The 380 Classic comes in three different setups. You've got the standard where you can do tiller control. You've got the SCT, check out that video above here. This is the GT. So we're going to take a look at the console a little bit more when we jump on board. Now, this boat carries a maximum of 7 people and a maximum horsepower of 30. We've got 25 on the back here, and that is perfect for getting up on the plane nice and fast, but it doesn't make the vessel too heavy. You've got 3 air tubes. It's made of Hypalon, which is brilliant for the harsh marine and UV conditions that we're used to in Australia. The Classic comes in 4 different colors. You've got the white, you've got the light gray, this is the military gray, and it also comes in black. We find sometimes the lighter colors get a little bit scuffed, but this one hides lots of sins, so we've chosen this one for our boat. Now you'll notice we've got rego stickers on this because we don't always use this as our tender. We often use it for day trips, and Damien takes it out surfing on a break, so he's going to show you that in another video and take you through all the performance. As you can see, we're sitting in a little bit of water here, so I won't bend down too far, but take a look underneath. This one is a powder-coated aluminium hull, and you can see the rub rail all the way along the keel. Now that goes the whole way along the boat. That protects you when you pull up on a beach like this from any rocks. Highfield has really thought about the configuration or the setup of the hull. First of all, you've got the V shape, so that deflects the water nicely. If it does hit the tubes, it also deflects. And lastly, any remnants of water, once it hits the rub rail, this is actually an inverted U-shaped concave, so it deflects nicely. And you'll find, keep watching for my performance review shortly, you don't get wet when you're out on the water. Lastly, you've got 3 welded toe points. You've also got a handle here to maneuver it up onto the beach. And moving around to the side, you've got lots of grab rails to pull it up. They're welded on. And before we jump on board, you'll notice the whole way along, you've got handles for your passengers to hold on while they're underway. The first thing that you notice when you jump on board is the floor is flat the whole way along. It's because it's got a subfloor, and underneath, that's where all the electrics and the fuel pump and everything runs through there. All right, moving down to the bow. As an option on the 380, you can get a molded bow step. We don't have it on this one, but it's a great option because it's got the pop-up cleat, and you can see that on our other Highfield videos. This is quite a comfortable position to sit in. You've got the cushion here, and underneath this section here is where your fuel tank is. Now, speaking of the fuel tank, 24-litre capacity, and it's nicely hidden in under there. Also, having it at the bow means that the weight distribution while you're driving is set up nicely and it's more efficient. The whole way along the Highfield, you've got the sea deck, and of course it's color matched with the tubes of the boat. All right, so one of the advantages of the GT console is this extra storage section in here to keep all of your belongings nice and dry. Turning it there and opening it up. Nice and deep, and that actually goes through into this extra storage compartment as well. And if you do want to add any additional electronics to your console, you can get into the back of that quite easily here. All right, before we take a look at the helm, we've got another really comfortable spot here for your passengers to sit with an additional storage section. And as I mentioned, the storage goes through, so it's nice and deep. While you are sitting in this section, there's 2 grab points for your security, one handle down below here and another section there. We're at the helm now, and I would be where one of the passengers would sit. It's nice and roomy, grab points everywhere, and quite comfortable setup with the cushioning. Okay, moving over to the helm now. The other advantage to the GT console is there's plenty of room to set up some electronics here. You can go a GPS, a depth finder, whatever you like. We don't have that set up currently, so we might do that shortly because it makes it easy for navigating and obviously keeping an eye on your speed and not having to use your watch. So we've got stainless steel press buttons here where you can control your nav lights, courtesy lights, and also the manual bilge pump. Throttle control, nice and easy to hold on to. Great grab point, and it's quite a comfortable position. Down below here, you've got the on-off switch, obviously, and then underneath here, you've got the battery on-off switch as well. Okay, so let's take a look what's under the helm bench here. All right, to get into the bench seat, you just flip the back down. This is the all-round white, which you pop into the back of the boat, and then clipping up, lots of space here. What have we got? Obviously we've got our PDFs and we've got the battery. The battery's set up in here. It's nice and protected from the elements as well. As I mentioned, you've got your battery switch there and a little extra storage compartment where we put our sun cream. Lastly, to the stern of the boat, you've got, this is where the all-round white pops in there. You've got obviously your 25 horsepower, your Yamaha on the back and the bilge pump in there. And if you were using this as a tender on a larger boat, you can see the lift points welded in there to use a crane to pop it up onto your larger vessel. Okay, so one thing left to do, let's get it out on the water and see how she performs. So here we are floating around. Now, as I mentioned to you before, unfortunately we don't have a GPS on board, so I'll be watching my watch. So I can't talk to you about fuel efficiency or RPMs, but I can tell you what speeds we do get up to at a slow plane and how responsive she is, and then what speed I can get up to at full speed. So luckily it's a beautiful clear winter's day and there's actually not too many people on the boardwater, so we won't have too many jet skiers or too much traffic to contend with. Keeping in mind that just one passenger on board at the moment, which is obviously myself. If you do have an additional person on the bow, it actually means that the boat pops up onto the plane a lot quicker. And I think I've jinxed it because here we have a few jet skiers being really annoying, and hopefully they don't do a big spray at me as they go past. Okay, so I didn't get sprayed by them, so thank you, lovely jet skiers. Let's see the positioning of the boat when we're just cruising at 6 knots. So many of the waterways around our local area are 6 knots unless you get to the open waterways where you can go at any speed. So I'm sitting at 5 knots now. You can see the bow is up out of the water a little bit. So what are we at? 5.5 knots. Let's touch it up a little bit. And you'll notice here though that, okay, so I'm at 6 and the minute I get up onto the plane, so I'll tap it a little bit more, I'm at 7 now and immediately we're on the plane. So all of a sudden we're at 10.5 knots and we've got a bit of chop happening here, but that's okay because as I mentioned to you before, the shape of the hull is designed so no spray comes up, and you can see that I'm actually not getting wet at all. So, and we're just cruising here. We're actually cruising at 12 knots. Now, I'm gonna try and drop down to see if I can stay at 6 knots, and it actually drops straight down to 4 knots. We've got a fuel tank, probably half a tank of fuel at the bow, and we've got the 25 horsepower Yamaha as well as myself at the back, but super responsive straight up onto the plane, and we're straight away at 12 knots. Obviously I didn't put the throttle down, I just wanted to do a slow plane. Okay, so once again, I hope you're enjoying the beautiful sights of the Gold Coast. I'll do a little bit of a turn here, and my plan is to this time, I'm gonna go from stationary, and hopefully I've got enough room. We're gonna go straight up as fast as we can all the way up. All right, so let's do this. All right, straight up, okay. All right, I'm not even full throttle and I'm at 20 knots already. So she flies and handles really well. So I hope I don't lose my little hat here, but I'm gonna come around the corner here and I'm gonna do a sharp turn and then go back over my own wake. So let's see what that performs like. All right, and we'll make the turn. Nice and flat. Little bit of a spin out there. All right, let's go back through our wake. Well, barely any wake, because this boat doesn't even leave any wake. So there we have it. I went straight through our wake and it cuts through it beautifully. Let's do another turn at the back here. Checking for a bit of traffic. So as I said, waterways are quite clear today. So I'm going to do another hard turn. Round she goes. Straight back up. Beautiful. So solid, so secure, handles beautifully. And there we go. What are we at? We're at 20 knots effortlessly, and the throttle's not even full down. There's one more thing to do. Let's see what speed we can get up to at full throttle. So my hat's off so I don't lose it, and we're ready to go. All right, straight up. We are 22 knots, 24 knots, and there we have it, 24 and a half knots. And it's solid, it's smooth, it's sturdy. What more would you want from a tender and a day boat? So there we have it, everything you need to know about this Highfield Classic 380 GT. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments box below, but I tell you what, you guys should take this one for a test drive because it might just be your next tender. Thanks so much to Northside Marine and happy boating.